Hi, fellow traders. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a lot of fun this weekend partying with my brother Ernie for his birthday and actually ate too much sweets and went into a sugar coma, which I showed you guys the picture of me in chat this morning. I thought that was hilarious that my family likes to do that to me. They know I overdo it sometimes and I just pass out for a little bit and they take advantage of it. But you know, that's all in fun. But started out today, came into the day, was well rested, felt really good. No, not tired from the weekend, and we had a pretty good morning. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But what I want to talk to you guys about real quick is our perpetual search for the secret to success. It's something that we've been looking for all our lives, all our adult lives or young adult lives. We've been searching for those things that's going to lead us to success. Sometimes we're looking for shortcuts. We're looking for the least resistance to get to where we want to go. And we're searching. But the reality is the secret to our success is inside us. We just need to be able to bring it out and to understand and believe that it's there and be willing to do the things that we need to do to make it happen for us. We can't rely on other people to make us successful. It's just not it's not the right way, and it just doesn't work. So I remember this. I was one of these guys that when I first started, I was tired of living from paycheck to paycheck. Well, I was floating from paycheck to paycheck. I wasn't just living it. I was having to float checks. And I was tired. And I was ready to make a change. And when I saw the potential in stock trading, at that point it was penny stocks. And I didn't know any better. But all I could think about was, what's the fastest way I could get to financial freedom, to where I don't have to worry about these things anymore? What's the fastest way? What's the quickest way? How much money do I need to have? I don't really have much, but how much do I have to scrape up? What can I do to get there? And I was really disappointed. The first couple of months, I was really disappointed. I wasn't really getting anywhere. And I just felt like I was going backwards. And that this, hey, maybe this was one of these things that was just too good to be true. I really went through that whole ordeal trying to find something, trying to find what I needed, what am I missing. And I just happened to watch one of my favorite movies from the 80s. I'm that 80s kid. So I watched, what was that? The Secret to My Success with Michael J. Fox. And as I watched that movie, it dawned on me that here's a guy that had nothing, but he knew that he had it inside of him, that all he had to do was do it. If he did it, it would come. And I needed to have that same mentality, that the secret to my success is already inside of me. I just need to pull it out and put it into practice. And once I did that, that's when I started figuring things out. I started seeing that I had all the elements already in my life through my teaching job, through my previous jobs. All of these skills that I developed, that I just had to hone them and apply them to my trading. And that's what made it happen. That's what I'm trying to help you guys do, especially the ones that I mentor with one-on-one. I'm trying to get you to see everything you need is inside of you. You just have to bring it out and put it into practice every day. You got to be consistent with it. If you have a couple of bad days, you can't quit. The good days are there. You have to get to them. Better yet, you have to earn your way to them, because nobody's going to give it to you. I don't care how much money you have, how much money you spent. It's not going to be given to you. Success cannot be given to you. You're going to have to go through some things. Now, I heard people talk about Donald Trump, and like his dad gave him all of these millions of dollars to get started. But you know what? He had to go through some stuff. He had to go broke a couple times. You know, who knows? He may be broke now, but he had to go through some stuff in order to get to where he is financially. So we have to. It doesn't matter where we start or what we start with. We're going to have to go through some things. So the secret to making it, the secret to success, guys, it's in us. We have to pull it out. And if we can't do it and we can't find it, then that's where people like me come in that can mentor you, that can help you find it and help you bring it out. I know I needed that, and a lot of people I work with have needed that. So just remember, guys, that you hold the secret to your success. All right, so let's take a look at our trades this morning. Now I've got the dates on here because I got it on here for a reason, because I'm going to go through a couple things. Some people have been overly critical of the opening range trades, saying that it doesn't work, or it doesn't work all the time. It's not supposed to work all the time. It's not. No strategy is designed to work all the time, because we know. Here's the deal. Just because we see a pattern, just because we have a strategy, just because we have an edge that says the market is more likely to go in this direction, so that's what gives us the confidence to trade it in that direction. That doesn't mean it's always going to go there. There are people, you know, people with millions of dollars, billions of dollars outside of us who may be trading the same stock, and they may be trading it to go a different way. And regardless of what the chart says, regardless of what we think it's going to be. So when we take a trade, we have to accept the fact that there is a possibility that it's not going to go the direction that we want it to. That's why we have to have a stop. That's why we have to know how much room we're going to give this trade to let it work. And so every strategy we take is not going to work. If it doesn't, you stop out, you take it off, and you move on. And you have seen, I demonstrated to you day in and day out, live, in real time, right in front of you, what you have to do to be successful. And it's just as simple as we make our watch list every morning. We do that together. We talk about what we're looking for to happen. We know we're trading an opening range trade, the most simple strategy known to man. You get the first 5-minute candle to print, or 3-minute, 2-minute, whatever time frame you want to trade on. But for me, it's the first 5-minute candle to print. We've got the high and the low. Once we break the low, that's our trigger to enter. We don't need to think about it. We don't need to assess the situation. We don't need to do anything. Once this candle prints, now, if this candle prints and we have a 5-point candle, then that's right there, we're done. We don't trade that. So there's no deliberation. It's done. So once that 5-minute candle prints and it looks right, the setup is good, as soon as we break the high or the low, we enter without question, without fail. We know where our stop's going to be. We know what we're going to give this trade to allow it to work. That's already been decided. We don't have to deliberate on that once we're in the trade. So it's just enter and hit your profit targets. That's it. Okay, now today, I kind of pulled my last profit target, which was here. And I explained to you guys why I did it. It was, look how early it was. I had 25 shares left. I had taken profit 3 times. I had a nice, profit booked. So there was another level down here at 137.40. And I felt the way this thing was selling off and how weak this was, we could actually get there. So I pulled my target from here and said I'm going to give it until the next level. But at first, the 9 was my stop. And then as the 9 got closer to the 20, I deferred to the 20. And once we claimed the 20, I took it off. Now, we did pull back and bounce back off this level, but we never came back down even close to testing. So this was still a profit stop. I still booked profit. I just didn't get all I wanted to. And I did get the meat of the move. So everything about this trade was as good as it gets. And it was just a matter of executing. It's like I told you, execution is what you can do for yourself to make you a winner or a loser. That's what we can do for ourselves. We can execute our strategy consistently every day without fail. When we start to change things up, when we lose 2 or 3 times in a row and we start to change stuff up, then that's when we start to mess ourselves up. We don't do that. We execute the same every day. If the trade doesn't work, zap it up and move on. Sometimes I'll bitch about it and I'll talk about, I wish I knew the dude that bought it off this level. I find him and choke him. I laugh and joke about that, but that's all it is. It's just a way of laughing it off and getting myself ready to jump on the next trade. That's what it boils down to. So we got out here, and so I waited. I could have gotten in here once we rejected the 20 and the 9 here. We pulled through it, bounced, rejected it. I could have gotten in up here, but I just said I'm going to wait. It's late in the day. I don't want to get in here and then hold this for 2 hours and all this. So I'm going to wait and get in once we lose this level. So we sold through it. We bounced a little bit. Once we made a new low, I got in. And then whoever's out there who's playing these games every day that break a level, confirm it, and then rip it back to try to stop weak people out, that's exactly what they did. But I had my stop to where it was going to take them really buying it up in order to take me out. So they didn't. They tried it, but we couldn't get over the 20. Once we couldn't make a new high over the 20, I felt I had this trade. Unfortunately, whoever was buying this up, and again, if I knew who it was, I would have gone and choked the hell out of them for not letting this run down to the next level. But they didn't. And I know I was playing with fire here. After 330, you got to be at 2-to-1 in SureTrader. I wasn't that far off 2-to-1. I mean, I might have been over a couple $100 at the most. It wasn't really bad. So I figured they wouldn't bother me. So I went to take my stop off because I was getting ready to get out of this. And before I could take it off, SureTrader took it off for me. But it was right when I wanted to take it off anyway. The only problem is they're probably going to charge me $50 tonight for the margin call and all of that stuff. But it was my fault. It was my decision to just let it ride to see if it was going to sell off into the close. So it just pretty much negated this trade right here is what it did. But I was being patient, was trying to allow it to work. But here, this is a stock that just didn't have a whole lot of volume, and this stock trades on low volume. Every time we've traded this in the last couple of months, it's been on low volume, and I've made the observation every time that this stock trades really good on low volume. It's just that the volatility died later on in the day, like it typically does in the summertime. Unless you get breaking news or some breaking catalyst to work on it or affect it, it's not going to trade very well, and it didn't. So this was my day of 536.05. Not bad. Not a bad way to start the week out. I know coming into this week, I only needed $200 to eclipse 25K for the first 2 quarters. Remember, this is the account we started $5,000 a month. Every month we start over at 5K, 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 and we grow it every month. And we have gotten over 25 grand in profits. Now I know this is Monday. I could go red every day this week and go back below 25K, but at least we have made it. I know we've made it. So in a way that kind of takes some of the pressure off of me. I can just trade freely now and not really tense about anything. So really pleased, really pleased about this. So let's go to Friday. Okay, here is KMX. This is one I could not get. I took the picture Friday, but I had to hit the road, and I thought I would be able to get logged on before midnight to get the P&L and all of that. But this is the trade you guys saw me take in chat. So you saw me trade this. Opening range breakdown. But this was a 3-minute. Okay, this was based off a 3-minute. Just like the 5-minute, as soon as you break that low, you enter. Without question, nothing. You enter and you look to either hit your stop or your profit targets. That's it. And that's all I did here. We didn't get to my final profit target here. We bounced and ended up stopping out at break even. I tried to get a short up here, thinking we were going to sell off coming in after lunch, but we didn't. So we got ended up giving some of this money back. So not a bad day on this, but I just wanted to show you this one, opening range breakout here, got in here. We pushed up, but I had to survive a little pullback. This is what market makers do sometimes. It doesn't work automatically. We get a little pullback and then a bounce. And ended up trading this very well. I love these type trades where I can run them up into lunch. Really, if I can trade them all day, that'll be even better. But you can see we do have some that fail. Okay, here's one, Facebook. I kind of chased it down a bit and it failed. Ended up having to stop out. And right here. And then I got back in it on the second push and worked it out. So if it doesn't work the first time, that doesn't mean it's a failure. It doesn't mean it's not going to work. You just have to be patient. Here's Roku. Roku trades kind of crazy. We chopped our way up to the first target, ended up taking it off, had to stop out, break even. Here's a trend continuation, which we're not even looking at right now, but just wanted to point out the fact these opening range trades, yes, some of them aren't going to work, but if you execute it the same every time without question, without fail, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, you're going to make money. All right. So just wanted to make sure you guys understood that. So that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and we'll get right back at this thing on tomorrow. Thursday, I do plan on having a live stream. So you guys that's been asking about it, spread the word. I will be announcing it tomorrow and then kind of putting the word out there. So you guys have a great night, great evening, and I will catch you on the other side.